Vegas newbies and Vegas vets and everyone in between. This is Josh with Big Slick Vegas. And for today's video, we're going to talk about my favorite casinos on the Las Vegas Strip. I'm going to be basically just focusing on the casinos themselves, not the whole rest of the property. These are the type of places where, when I'm in Las Vegas, I like to make a point to go to, whether I'm staying at the hotel or not. These are my favorite places to go gamble on when I'm on the Vegas Strip, and these are some places where, if you're new to Vegas, you might want to check out while you're in Las Vegas. What I pretty much look for is, I like to look for casinos that have a good, fun vibe to them. Some of them are a little bit more upbeat, some of them are a little bit more laid back. I'm looking for casinos that are typically really easy to navigate. They might not be overly huge, though a couple of them on my list are fairly huge, but are still easy to get around and aren't built like a total maze. A lot of these places too, I'm going to be looking for good variety of gaming there. As far as the table gaming goes, most of the time I myself like to play table games on Fremont Street rather than on the Strip. But, some of these places do offer a good variety. I do look for poker rooms as kind of like a added bonus. Not all these places that are on my list have a poker room, but seeing as how I do like playing poker, it is kind of like I said, it's kind of like an added bonus, but not necessarily a absolute prerequisite for making my list. So let's take a look at these casinos. I don't really have them necessarily in order. These are just 6 random casinos that I happen to have on my list. So the first one is Paris, Las Vegas, and this has always been a favorite of mine, a place where I typically do pretty well at. One thing I really like is, for me, the cocktail service here is always pretty good. They're always fairly quick. When I'm playing at a machine, typically I like to play video poker, either out on the floor or at one of the bars there. Typically Gustav's casino bar is a good place to play video poker, as well as the sportsbook bar. The table games, they've recently taken some of them out, so that's kind of a negative. They don't quite have as many table games they used to. But another thing I like is the theming of the casino itself. It's kind of obviously it's called Paris, so it's got kind of have that Parisian theme. I think I do enjoy the vibe there. It is fairly fun there. It's certainly well built and well laid out. It definitely has a wide open casino concept, so it's kind of easy to get around. It's kind of like one big circle, and then on the outside of that circle is where you have all your restaurants and so forth. So this is definitely one you might want to check out. On the list here, and this kind of, like Paris, we're talking about New York, New York. And this, of course, whereas Paris had the Paris theme, New York, New York has the New York City theme to it. Now, this is a very fun casino to hang out at. Like Paris, it's kind of like the whole casino is kind of in a circle with everything on the outside. Maybe not quite as easy to navigate as the Paris casino, but it's still not too terribly bad. There's lots of different gaming there. It is one of the few places on the Strip I don't mind playing table games at, because the table minimums are a little bit lesser than what you would see at some of the other bigger casinos. They also have, several, once again, the service there normally is pretty decent there. And so once again, this is a good place to check out. I think it's one of the better and underrated casinos one could hang out in Las Vegas. Definitely my favorite on the south end of the Strip. So yeah, New York, New York's definitely a good one to check out. Another on the list, and this is one that doesn't get talked a lot about, but that is Sahara. Now, Sahara's on the far north end of the Strip, which is why many people forget about it. Now, whereas maybe this isn't the most ideal place to stay while you're in Las Vegas, it is a good place to check out. I really love the casino area here. It's very well laid out. It's easy to get around. Not going to really get lost in it. And this has a really nice poker room that oftentimes gets overlooked for poker players. Um, it's also not a bad place to play blackjack or roulette at. The vibe there is pretty nice. It's a little bit more laid back. It's not an overly busy casino. So, in the plus side of that is it'll be easy to find whatever game you want to play, particularly on the table games. Um, Maybe it doesn't have as good of a vibe, say, as like New York, New York, because it's a little bit more emptier in there. But if you're looking for a place where you can just kind of like chill out, this is definitely a good option just to check out. You can take the monorail over there. It's also a good stop in between place. Like if you're planning on heading, if you're on the strip and you're wanting to go downtown, it's a good place to stop at before getting to downtown because it's practically the last casino on the strip, that and the Strat, before entering that downtown area, and you can get to downtown fairly quickly from there. But the staff there is normally pretty friendly. The cocktail service is really good there. So that's a place you might want to check out. And another one, and this is one of the bigger casinos on my list, is the Bellagio. Yeah, it's a huge casino floor, but it's a pretty straightforward casino floor, so it's not too hard to get around the Bellagio. It may take you a little bit longer to walk around there, um, but definitely has a fun, classic Las Vegas vibe to it. It is a huge, like I say, a huge mega resort. So you are going to be spending a little bit more time walking around it. But I think my favorite thing about the Bellagio is the poker room. It's got one of the nicer and bigger poker rooms on the Las Vegas Strip. The table games are going to be, you're going to see a little bit higher as far as table minimums go. They typically start around 15, sometimes even $25, as far as blackjack or craps or roulette go. But it's a favorite of many, and I certainly enjoy it. Um, the service there is also pretty good as far as getting drinks and whatnot if you're playing the slots or video poker. So, this is definitely a must place to check out while you're in Las Vegas. Next on the list is the sister property of the Bellagio, and that would be the Aria. The Aria's, the casino floor is as big as, or close to being as big as the Bellagio. It's a little bit more difficult to walk around because it kind of veers off in one direction and then off to another. But I've always enjoyed gambling there. The service there is also pretty good. They also have really nice poker room there as well. The table minimums are going to be a little bit higher there, even maybe higher than the Bellagio. But it's a good place to play slots at. They do have some good casino bars there if you like to play like video poker or whatnot on the tabletops. And it's got it's a fun vibe, but it's a little bit more laid back, not quite as crazy in there if that's what you're looking for. Um, but it's got a very kind of like a classy vibe to it. Um, but it's a fun place to go to, and I would certainly recommend it. And the last one on the list is another high-end casino, that being the Cosmopolitan. This is also a very well-designed casino. It's very easy. It's not an overly huge casino, not as big as the Bellagio or the Aria, but it's might be, as far as the overall casino space goes, probably a little bit more comparable to New York, New York, I think. Just a little bit better laid out. It's pretty much, you can just walk straight through there and you'll have casino games on one side to your left and some on the right. Not exactly my go-to place for table games. The table minimums typically start at about $25 a hand. So unless you're a high roller, one I typically don't do table games at, but I do love playing slots and video poker there. I've had some good luck there in the past, and and it's a really fun vibe to it as well. A little bit more upbeat than, say, maybe the Aria, for example, when you're comparing those two luxury properties. Uh, but still, really fun vibe, very upbeat, and very modern vibe to it as well. So those are the 6 casinos I've chosen to talk about. Those are definitely 6 casinos that you're in Las Vegas and you went, whether you're staying at the hotels themselves or not, definitely check these 6 out. And I think you'll like all 6 of them. They certainly have something different to offer everyone. So that is it for this video. Hopefully in the future I'll be talking about some of my favorite downtown casinos, but that'll be for a future video coming up. So in the meantime, thank you for watching this video, and please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.